about half of that time mentally preparing for the day. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Karina and I am an SLPA who shares my speech, family, and lifestyle here on YouTube. Today's video is going to be done differently because I'm filming this on a Sunday night. I typically don't do this during the nighttime, but I am going to share with you guys how I prep for a week of speech therapy, which I think is really important because, girl, if you're anything like me, I have a day full of sessions, typically literally like from morning to afternoon, and it does not stop. They're back-to-back sessions until I have, either a lunch, if I plan for some sort of break, or in the past I've done therapy from morning to afternoon with just lunch in between. So, we're on the go, we're busy, busy, busy. Anyway, because my schedule is so hectic and I don't leave much time for myself, I feel like this requires, for most of us, right, to have some time to prep. You're either doing this at home, or personally, I don't like taking work home or doing anything work related at my house. That's just time for me and my family. My personal time is my personal time. So I actually show up to work 1 hour before my first student is scheduled. And that's when I do all of the mental prepping for the day, my to-do list for the day, my emails and all of that. But I also take a lot of time on Mondays to get ready for the entire week. So what Mondays typically look like for me is in the mornings, I'm meeting with my speech supervisor. That's when we do the indirect observation, where we're talking about, the caseload. This is where I present any questions I have from the week before. And this could be about a specific student. It could be about a parent. It could be about the goals that she has written down, what progress I'm seeing, what's not working, what is working. If she has any suggestions for me, this is just when we let all that out. And I feel as though that has really helped me in my confidence for the week. It helps me feel really clear-minded. I feel as though I know where I'm going for the week, what my goals are, speech related, who I need to focus more on that week, who I'm doing a good job, who I need to email. It just lets me have a good focus for the entire week. So I feel like that gets carried out all the way until Friday, and that's a great feeling for me. After about an hour or so of our indirect observation and catching up and stuff, I will begin prepping materials for the week. And I'm not typically like a I'm not typically a big print out person. I don't like a whole lot of papers on me, but this year I do have folders, like a folder system, where I'm keeping pragmatics in one folder, I'm keeping language items in one folder, articulation in another. So I feel like I have a system going. Mondays I do have the time, the luxury, I guess, of taking time to print anything out that I need. I feel like the best example I could give for materials that I would have prepped is for vocabulary. If I want certain pictures to be printed out, or if I want a list of words for my 5th graders to work on, a list of words for 1st grade, something like that, that's very easy and concrete, I'm gonna print out if I know it's gonna be helpful for the kids. This upcoming week is Halloween, and I know they're not gonna be completely focused on our speech activity. It's a day full of, passing out candy and parties and having food and stuff like that. So the kids, I feel like, won't really want to sit down. So that's a day I might have more coloring activities or something to do vocabulary related to Halloween, or idioms for Halloween, but something fun for them to do. Little printouts that they can cut, maybe glue together, put together something creative. So that's all, an example of something that I might have printed out in like preparation for Halloween. Then in addition to this whole Monday thing I got going on, every single day before my first session, I make sure to get to work 1 hour before my first session, and that allows me time to, again, like prep my to-do list. I prep like any emails I need to do, I do them straight in the morning, get it out the way. Any kid I need to look into, his contact information, their goals, and redo goals or redo anything, I focus on that for that entire hour. What I also want to emphasize is that in that hour, I take about half of that time mentally preparing for the day. Because again, if your day is like mine, we have back to back to back to back to back sessions. And I personally don't leave like 5 minutes in between sessions to use the restroom. I don't leave 10 minutes to go fill up my water cup and talk to teachers. I don't have time for that. It's literally back to back to back. So my part of like mentally prepping for the day is I give myself a to-do list every single day. And this is where my passion planner comes into play. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you know I'm big on passion planners. I feel like they have everything you need literally for your speech sessions, for your personal goals, for your career goals, for your monthly goals, your weekly goals, anything. I feel like it's all in one. So every day I actually take the time to think of today's focus. What do I want to focus on today? How do I want to feel today? It's normally one word. And I will write that at the top, and that gets me going. And then after that, I immediately write my to-do list, my personal morning to-do list. Now this morning to-do list is pretty much the same Monday through Friday, not much changes, but I am asking myself, did I meditate today? Did I read today? Did I eat breakfast today? Did I drink water today? Did I take my prenatal? Just personal things that I need to check in on. And if this is not all complete, then I know my cup will not be filled already at this point. Like my day, not that it's gonna go bad, but I didn't start at my best. So I'm checking in with myself and immediately trying to check off those boxes. And if they're not done, for example, reading, I fit that time in before my first session. It gives me that personal time that I need, that peace that I need. Meditation does the same for me. I literally put like a 3 to 5 minute timer on my phone, and I sit where I am and I just meditate, and I do all that before my first session. Once all of that morning to-do list is complete, you know, obviously I'm not gonna eat breakfast while I'm there. Sometimes I do, but it's not like that. I try to eat breakfast at home. Obviously I take like my prenatal at home. There's things I have to do at home and things that I can do at work already. Once that entire morning to-do list is done, then begin on my work to-do list. So at the bottom of the weekly layout, you do have your personal to-do list and your work to-do list, which is great. This is where I'll start writing down, you know, check emails for, I don't know, 10:31, respond to Miss Sanchez by 11:01. Make sure you add blank to your calendar. Delete blank from your calendar. I write down everything, even in the space next to it, that's like the space of infinite possibility. I kind of just brain dump. That way, if I write it down somewhere, I know it won't consistently talk to me in my head. It's already written down. I'll see it this week again, and it'll get done this week. So I do like a big brain dump. And if I know it's something important, I make sure to write it in that work to-do list with its due date. And if it's something I can get done right then and there, I do it and I immediately check it off. And that's just such a great feeling to me. Personally, I love to check off things from my to-do list. So I try to do all of that. I do all of that in one entire hour. And then when it's time to get my first student, I'm ready. And a boundary I've kind of set for myself, I used to look at my laptop or my iPad or my work email throughout the day. If I was going to get a student from a classroom upstairs or all the way down the hallway, I would take my time and I would look at my phone and I would look at my email. I've stopped doing that. The big boundary I've set for myself is I close my laptop when I get my first student. When I'm on my way to go get my first student, I close it and I don't open it again until the end of my lunchtime or at the very end of the day. So that's why it's important to me to get to emails first thing in the morning. If I have to respond to someone, if I have to email someone, if I have to send art updates, whatever it is, I do it first thing in the morning. And then if they are responding to me, if they have questions, I will get to it when I can get to it. So this way I've just kind of invest myself more in the students and going to pick them up and engaging with them in the session. I'm not like consistently wondering, oh my gosh, did Miss Sanchez email me back? What could she have said? Could she have been rude? Was I rude? I avoid all that and I just completely close it and put it out of my sight. Just have more space on my desk. I have more time in my mind that's just free to focus on the student, and it's really helped. It's something that simple that has helped, and it's amazing. I encourage you to try these things if you're not already doing them. I know it could be a lot, especially if you're like me and have those back-to-back sessions. I'm telling y'all, years ago, I used to not even take a lunch. I would eat with the kids. Like I would take little breaks, or I would make them discuss something and I would scarf down my food, and that's a no for me anymore. If Monday's not your thing, I don't know if Friday might work for you. Maybe you're a person who has like a smaller caseload or wants, you know, like more time on Fridays to prep and stuff for the next week. If that's your thing, then do that. For example, like with Fridays, I mean, that doesn't work well for me in the speech world, but like for groceries and stuff, I do that on Fridays and Saturdays. I plan to pick up groceries on Friday, Saturday to avoid the crowds on Sunday, Monday, you know. But for speech, I do it all Monday because it's a Monday and it's just my planning day. But I also encourage you to take some time with your speech supervisor and plan for the week as well. Maybe not even for the week, but just take that indirect observation time and really take that time to ask them questions or about specific goals, or ask, you know, speech related things. And maybe it's not even about your caseload or about a certain student. Maybe you just have a question. How does this work? Why do kids do this? To really help you grow and feel like you're learning too. That way, to me personally, I feel like speech, I am always growing. I like to learn new things. And I like that about this field, because it's not like I'm just flat and I have, you know, so much knowledge and that's it. I feel like I'm consistently learning, especially with the students that I see. You know, if one kid has apraxia, one kid is nonverbal, like there's so much to learn in those topics, you know? So I encourage you to do that with your speech supervisor, and I encourage you to take some time out of your week to really prep for the week ahead, or maybe the next 2 weeks. The third tip, like I mentioned, is also taking time out of your day to like mentally prep. Maybe you're not even getting to work an hour early. Maybe it's you just waking up in the mornings earlier and eating a good breakfast, getting 5 minutes of reading time, getting 2 minutes of meditation time, maybe just sitting with yourself and drinking more water. If any of that helps you, then do that, because that's truly what helps me be successful at work. And I want you all to be successful in your job as well. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please make sure to give my video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel as well. It'll mean so much to me, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye.